Hello again and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at this October 2020 on a 70 plate BMW M440i Xdrive. Now this car has covered just over 19,000 miles with full service history, and it is finished in one of BMW's individual colours known as Dravit Grey, which has a sort of coppery metallic finish. Now, as always, the car has been machine polished to a very high level. It's come up beautifully. There is a huge amount of spec on this car, so bear with me with this video. There's a lot to talk about. So we're going to come in to see a closer look at the front of the car. We've got the SHADOWLINE Plus package with all the black gloss extras, the wing mirrors, the wheels, the front grills, the inserts down at the bottom there. The paintwork is really lovely. If we move around, there's no nasty marks on there. No nasty chips or anything like that. If we come up onto the bonnet and the top of the front bumper there, now we're looking very intensely under these lights in the showroom, but can you see that sort of coppery finish? There you go. It's a really nice colour when you've got it outside in the sun, but there's no damage on the bonnet, and that lovely shine on the paintwork. The windscreen is in beautiful condition. While we're here, I'm just going to point out these cameras that we have up here, and I'll come back to those, but while we're here, we've got the heads-up display there. But, we've got 3 cameras up there. While we're here, we'll also come up onto the roof. There's nothing on the roof. In fact, if we follow this all the way to the back, we've got the sun protection glass, and then that very subtle spoiler. No scratches, no bird dropping stains or anything like that on the paintwork. And we're going to come back to the front of the car, and then we're going to look down, first of all, the passenger side. I'm going to zoom in and see that the panel, or the panels, it's probably easier to see this side from the back, which we'll do in a bit. Really nice shine, no ripples in the paintwork or anything like that. It's not had any previous damage on the paintwork or anything. And again, we've got a different reflection this side, which enables you to see just how lovely the paintwork is. Now, you may have noticed these lights, Dan. Now, these laser lights are absolutely incredible. They will shine half a mile down the road. They basically will turn night into daylight. So Dan's just going to pop them on for me. And you've got these 2 lenses, and they will brighten the road up to half a mile in front. So when you're on a country road, we'll turn those off now, thanks Dan. It will literally light up everything for half a mile in front of you. So they're a really nice option, those. Now, the other thing that's on this card is the M technology package. Now, what that gives you is better cooling for your drivetrain system and bigger brakes, so bigger than the normal M Sport brakes. Look at the size of those calipers. They are huge. And the rotors are also bigger. So basically, this is a package that's designed for if you want to drive the car, if you're driving it a little bit harder, it's better at taking the heat from the brakes and the cooling system. I believe on some models, and I'm not too sure if on this one, but things like the radiator might be slightly increased capacity as well. So it enables you to get better cooling for the braking, much sharper braking. Just want to show you that back wheel while we're here. In fact, we'll look down this side of the car from the back now, that's much better. You can see that clearer reflection now. How nice the paintwork. We've also put 2 brand new, I think they were Bridgestone tyres. So the rear ones are both brand new. The front ones have got just over 5 to 5.5 mil of tread remaining. So a good tolerance for the Xdrive system. You'll notice that also the trim at the very bottom there, the diffuser is in black gloss. Traditionally, they were always in like a dark grey on a lot of the BMWs. Those really nice lights. We've got so many things to talk about. It's all going through my head at the same time. I'll just take a look down this side. I'll just show you these 2 wheels, and then we'll get back to talking about the spec. I'm going to come up and show you around the filler cap as well, to show you that all in really nice condition. Now, we've got a lot of boxes in the background over there, so please excuse the mess. It's all the things for the Hiluxes in the background. Right, there's the driver's side. Now we've got Comfort Plus package, which gives you heated steering wheel, lumbar support on both seats at the front, not just the driver. Obviously got heated front seats as well. Now we've got a package on this also called Technology Plus package. Now this is just under £4,000, this package, and what it gives you is the Parking Assist Plus. So we've got the 360 cameras all round. Show you, there's one at the front just down here in the middle. We also get the Professional Driving Assistance Plus. I think that's what they call it now. They keep changing the name slightly. Now that gives you blind spot monitors, adaptive cruise control, with a display screen, cross traffic alert, a lot of safety features which we'll go through when we get in the car. So I just wanted to show you around. We've got comfort access. We've got a comfort access to the boot as well. So let's take a look inside now. So we can basically shut the car or open the car with the key in our pocket. Really nice colour combination inside. Just want to show you, we've got puddle lights, and also, you probably can't see it from here. There are lights that also shine down the side of the vehicle at night, sort of almost like an angel effect. We've got the HARMAN KARDON sound system with extra speakers in the door, under the seat, and up in front of the iDrive screen, up on the top there. There's a choice of different colours. I've put it on, I think it's orange we're on at the moment, which I think blends really well with the interior, and quite a traditional BMW colour. All of the mats are beautiful and clean. And the seat, and as you can see, we've got lumbar support on the passenger side, and the bolster button there to inflate the sides of the seat. The leather is in really nice condition. Now, let's put this paper. If we pull the seat forward on its own, it will just run forward on the rail, out of the way. And then in the back there, we've got some centre armrests, all of the leather in really beautiful condition. No damage to anything in the back. And then we've got a separate climate control with 2 USB-Cs in the back there. The back of the front seat on this side, all in lovely condition. So we'll just pop that back, and then that seat will just run itself back, like so. And Give you a little glimpse round on this side. All the headlining, really nice condition. Centre armrest, all of the black gloss is in really nice condition as well. Okay, so let's come round to the back of the car now. Let's just zoom out. So I've got the key in my pocket. I'm just going to swoop my foot under the back. The boot will pop up. So if you've got any cases in your hand or carrying a box, you can just wave your foot beneath the bumper there, and then you can wait for the boot to open and place anything you need to in the car. You've also got manual buttons. Now you can choose whether you want to lock the car up totally from here or just close the boot. The seats also, with the handles at the top there and just up there, will release the seats, the 60-40 split, if you need to put anything into the boot and through. I think that's everything for the boot, so we'll just press this button. They've actually changed and put the camera on the back now in the bottom. If I can get this in focus. There we go. In the bottom of the badge there. So nice. Such a lovely design. I actually drove this for a few days, and I've got to say, it's a really nice, it's a really nice car to have. Driver's door and the door edges, again, beautiful. So you can just see the triangle on the end here. So that's your blind spot monitor. So any traffic coming up in your blind spot area, and that will illuminate orange. I'll open this door up. You can just make out. In fact, Dan, could you pop the light off for a second? I'll show you what I mean by these lights. I'll just pop the lights off. Bear with me for a second. We've got memory seats as well. So there we have it. There's the light that shines down the side of the car. We've still got daylight coming in, but it just gives you an idea. Thanks, Dan. They can go back on now. Thank you. So memory position for the seats, folding mirrors, which you can set to folding when you lock the car up as well. Lumbar support, on the side there again. And the seat all in really nice condition. The front of the seat pulls out as well. We can also, if we flip this one forward and take a look at the back of this seat, you can see it's all in really nice condition on this side. And then we'll move that back out. We have all of our lighting. We've got extended storage covered just below the lighting switches there. Your dimmer switch. Let's just move this seat back a bit more. The leather around the steering wheel is all really nice. There's no scratches in the leather. Sometimes people get into cars with keys in their hand and accidentally scratch all the leather, but this one is in really nice condition. Again, if we look in the center here, and all the black gloss. Let's just come back out. Very bright in the shine. If I can tone that down, there we go. Really nice and clean. Okay, let's jump in. So I'm going to shut the door. In fact, I'm going to start the car up. So
office figures suggest more than 2.5
let's turn the
visas were granted.
Radio down. Okay, so 19,133 miles. Now, you see these little lights up here. This is a sensor up here, I'll come back to that in a minute. You can see we've got the sat nav in the center of the screen. You can change what is displayed there. Now for the laser lights, we have the adaptive button for the lights just on the end here. Get that in focus. And then it shows you up on here that they are engaged, for want of a better word. And if we come up onto the heads up display, I've currently got the sport display, so if I rev the engine you can see the revs come across. If I press on the button on the steering wheel, we can go through the DAB channels up here, etc. Now if we come down, let's go home. Right, if we go into car, settings, and then along the bottom here we've got general settings, drive mode, etc. If we go to displays, so when you change drive modes you can have different colours come up here, but if we got to the heads up, this is where we can adjust the brightness, the height and the rotation, so we can move the display if it feels a little bit off balance. You can change it around. Now if we come down, if I use the iDrive, well actually, additional displays. So we've got it set on sport displays. You can have it set on driving assistance, or we can, where's it gone? Oh sorry, there we go. Or we can set it on auto, so it will display whatever you're using, I guess. Now also, down here we have head-up display. If we click on there, if you're wearing polarized sunglasses in the summer, you won't always see all of, well, you won't see the heads-up display very well, let's put it that way. So you can bring some of that information down onto the instrument cluster, so that when you press this button on the steering wheel, it will now display, for example, the radio stations down here. You've still got the speed of the road, but when I press the button on the steering wheel, it's not affecting the heads-up display, it's all down here. So that's quite a handy feature to have as well. Now, there is so much to talk about, so let's go back to the steering wheel. So those are the buttons that we use for the, let's just turn this off actually, because the auto wipers are on. Okay, so these are the buttons to use for the heads-up display or the screen on that side. And then over here, we have speed limiter or cruise control. Now, if we press, okay, now straight away, you'll notice there's a mode button here. Let's get this back in focus, right. Now, if I press the mode button, the one that's currently illuminated in green is the adaptive cruise control, and we can adjust the distance. Now, if we press the mode button to the next stage, at the moment, because we're not driving, you've got this steering wheel. So when you're driving along, this road or map that you can see of the road, if there's 3 lanes, you will see 3 lanes there, and it will actually use the cameras up on the top here to display whether they're cars or lorries, and you will be this car at the back. And as you're passing through the traffic, when a gap becomes there's like a box, so the gap will become green, so it's telling you it's safe to move into that space. It's all quite clever how it works, but it has what's called traffic jam assist. So at very low speed, I mean it works at various different speeds, but at very low speeds, if you're in a traffic jam, the adaptive cruise control, you can take your hands sort of off the steering wheel. It will tell you when to put your hands on the steering wheel. There are lights that flash on here and here in amber or green, or I think it's amber or red. And you'll have to just put your hand on the steering wheel. It sort of senses where you are. And I think this sensor up here is sensing where your hands are. But you can literally, I drove this car into work on a day where there was a huge traffic jam, and I had a coffee in the car, and basically I was able to just sit there and the car would go down to a standstill. The engine would even cut out. It would then start up when the traffic moved away, and it would steer the car in the lane and keep it behind the car in front. And as I say, there are various pictures online. If you Google it, it's called Traffic Jam Assist. So it's a very, very clever feature. So if you spend a lot of time in traffic jams, this is what you want. It's incredible how it works. Right. Okay. As I said, there's so much to talk about on this car. Now we also have, let's do this one next. The 360 cameras. So we'll just press that button. So this is bringing up the rear camera at the moment. If I put it into drive, and then we'll bring up, and that's the front view. So this is looking at the front of the car, and you can see the front bumper either side. Now if I put the car into reverse, you then get a different view. You get the 360 view over here, which you can see down the side of the car. Make sure you're not going to hit the curb. If you press over here, you can enter into this view where you can literally move around the car. Now one of the other clever things that this car does, you can set like a GPS waypoint. For example, when I pull into my drive, I set a waypoint there, and I wanted to park quite close behind my other half's car, and she's got a tow bar on it. So as we got closer, the view would change from going forward, it would change to this view. So you could see, so as you got closer, it changed the view to make it more, a lot more easier to basically work out how close you were getting to the bit in front. Now the other thing, the other thing you can do, if I can get this right, I think I've got the phone in the way. Hang on. Here we go. I don't know why it does that. You can use a hand gesture to spin the car around. I think when you get used to this, it'll probably work quite well for you. So that's the symbol to bring it across, and then I release to go back. Otherwise you'll do this. You'll just make yourself dizzy. You can throw it around almost. So you've got that, and then we've got this other feature over here. This is reverse assist. Now, I only started using this the other week. So basically, if you put it into reverse assist, it's basically the car has memorised how you drove into that parking space. So if you press that to go back and come off of the brake. Oh, we've only gone back with a straight line. Basically, it will take you out of the space and put you back out onto the road. Very clever. And then, of course, up on the top, you've got the park assist. So when you're driving down the road, you press the park assist button to enable it down here, and you indicate as you're going along, and on the screen you will see, I think it's the same as the other car I was driving, like a parking space, and you can tap on it, or you just put it into reverse, and the car will park completely. It will basically do the gear change, the brakes, the steering wheel, everything. And when we parked outside the other day, the car next to us was slightly closer to us than it should have been because of the way they parked in their bay. And when the BMW parked itself, it then realised that this car was quite close and the passenger wasn't going to be able to get out, and it pulled forward and moved the car over. It was so clever. Absolutely amazed by what it can do. Right, there is so much to talk. We've got all the books in there. You can see how clean it is everywhere. Right, I think think we've covered all of the cameras. There's just so many different things you can do. There's the waypoints that you can manage just here. And you can see that I've selected my home address there. I'll change that later. Right, now the other thing you can do, this has a drive recorder. That means if I press and hold this for a few seconds. Now we've also set this to record before and after an accident. It will record up to 40 seconds. So we're recording right now. And where has that taken me? I think show recording. There we go, thank God for that. So these are various different recordings. So this is today's recording, and that is just using the front camera, so you can set it up just to record at the front. I just want to see. Okay, so there's one with all 4 cameras. So you can choose how many cameras that you record from in the car. So saved recordings settings. So basically recording allowed, trigger 20 seconds before to 20 seconds after. Camera selection is on all, or you can have it on front and rear. Whether you get a little bit more record time on front and rear, I'm not too sure, and it's on automatic. So you've got all the cameras recording for you. We've got, I'm just going to speak about things as I see them. All your climate control, your heated seats all along here. We've got the wireless charger in here. Let's change what we're talking about for a while. Let's talk about the adaptive drive modes. So if we go into Eco Pro, so this is the economy setting for the engine. If we configure it, we can basically, with all of these ticks, you'll get the highest efficiency here. If you untick something, it drops down. So you can set all of the heated seats, the climate control, even the lighting. Oh, that's another thing about the laser lights I just remembered. They're 30% more efficient. And there was something else and it's gone out of my head because I'm thinking about this now. Right. We can also change the damping from comfort to sport on the steering and on the suspension. We've then got comfort mode, and then we can go into sport mode. And in sport, we've got standard sport. We've got plus for, let's just go back there. Yeah, dynamic setting. Then we've got plus for extra. So this changes basically the way the gearbox, the engine will produce its power and its sensitivity to the throttle pedal, etc. Oh, where are we? And then we've got an individual mode, so we can configure that. And in here, we can select the damping, the steering again. Now, when we go into the engine, we get 3 options then. We get Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. And we get the same for the transmission. So it changes lots of things on the car. Now, if we come down to the gearbox, the gear stick, sorry, when we come back into drive, we can go over to the left, which then puts the gearbox in sport. So if I just move this, there we go. So I'll bring it back. So it was in D, and we can take it across to the left. It's in Sport 1, so that's fully auto mode on the gearbox, but it'll hold each gear longer, more acceleration, etc. If we pull a paddle, it goes into manual mode, and you can use that 8-speed gearbox. So flip it back over. Let's put it back in park, which is the button at the back there. We've also got auto hold down here as well. So you can put it into gear, press auto hold. If I show you up on the top here, I've taken my foot off of the brake. If I touch the accelerator, it releases. If I brake again, it enables the brake, and I've taken my foot off. My feet are off the pedals, but it's holding the brake. So again, great for traffic jams, etc. Right, so I know where we can go back to. So let's go back to these cameras, because I've just realised if we go into settings, this is where the rest of the information is. So when activate the parking view automated shown, yep, so we've got that. Okay, so this is active PDC emergency intervention. So what this does, if I click off of one of these and I click off the other, when you go into reverse, if it's a bit like front end collision warning you've got, this is the same for the rear and the sides. So that's the emergency braking at the rear. If you're reversing back and there's a person that walks across behind you, the car will automatically brake and stop you crashing into them. So that's that one. Parking assist, alert if parking space detected. Perfect. Now we've got cross traffic warning. Acoustic and visual warnings are emitted driveways and exits road junctions with restricted view. So if you're going to pull out somewhere, it'll warn you and it'll probably apply the brakes, knowing BMW as well. And then this is the panorama view, GPS based view that you can set up. So you've got lots of security, and like I say, those blind spot monitors on the end of the wing mirrors there. Okay, so I think we've done enough in here. There's so much more, but I think it's time to have a look at that engine. Alright, I am going to turn it off though. There's enough noise. 2 pulls. In fact, before we go, let's grab this paperwork out of here. Out there. I think we have shown enough inside the car, but let's come round to the front now. Lift up the bonnet, and here we have the straight 6. I think they're rated at 375 brake horsepower roughly now. Twin scroll turbo, so the turbo inlet is split into 2, which gives much better fuel economy, less lag, more power. Really nice, clean engine bay. And we've got the mild hybrid technology as well. So it's got a 48 volt, I think they call them generators now. It supplies power to the electrics and less, I think it's easier on the engine and gives you basically more power. A bit more efficiency, a bit greener. So all lovely under there. Okay, let's pop that down. Okay, so thank you for your patience. This is always quite daunting when you've got a car with so much on it and you just don't want to forget about anything. And my brain is ticking now thinking, what have I forgotten? But there is so much on this car. So best thing to do, give us a call, you know, and we can talk about the car, we can go around the car, and if you need any extended warranty, we've got some great packages on the warranty. You can take up to 4 years. Any work can be carried out at the main dealer as well. We've reduced our mainstream finance company's rate down to 9.4%. We earn no commission at that. I'd just like to point out there are a couple of other companies, if you don't get approved them, that we can use. We may or may not earn commission on one of those, but you have to make people aware of all this nowadays, so just being completely transparent there. So thank you for watching the video. I look forward to hearing from you. Till next time, bye now.